Alrighty, we are assembling the lining of our Patti Pocket skirts today. There is a corresponding blog post for this that shows you how to get to this point, so be sure to head over and watch that before you get started. So you'll be starting with all of your seams sewn together from waist to hem except the left side seam, which has that opening for the zipper. And where we left off with your main skirt, we have basically the same situation. All of our side seams, all of our seams are sewn, and our zipper is sewn in to the left side seam. And you should not have sewn down any of your pleats yet. And first thing we're going to attach is the hem. So you're going to stick your self skirt inside your lining with right sides together, matching up all the correct seams. So a good way to do this is just find that zipper opening and make sure those match up. And if you left the opening in the correct side seam, you should be good to go. And then you're going to go down to your hem and pin together all of these bottom seams so that those match up. Again, one of the few times I use pins when I'm matching up seams. And I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. Once you get all of this pinned, you're going to stitch around your bottom hem with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Again, this is right sides together. And this is how it's gonna look. I've pulled them apart just so you can see. Here's myself and my lining, and the hem is stitched together. And I also went and understitched the seam allowance to the lining. So when I flip it to the back here, that's just 1/8 of an inch away from that original stitch line. You can see that the seam allowance is stitched to the lining. That's going to help us get a nice crisp turn when we turn this together. So you're going to stick your lining back inside your skirt, and you're going to go to the iron and just press this edge you just sewed, and you want to make sure that that gets a nice little turn like that, where the self is just barely rolled over to the inside. And this is what it's going to look like after you've pressed it. And the next thing we want to do is clean finish that zipper opening in the side seam. So I have my waistlines matching up, and in this side seam opening I want to pull from inside this top waist opening and catch those side seams so they are right sides together. And I'm just going to stitch this opening here at about 1/4 inch from the edge. The lining is getting stitched pretty much right on top of that zipper tape. It'll be helpful if you have a zipper foot, but it's not necessary. You're going to do that on both sides. And when you're done, it's going to look super clean and nice on the inside like this. Very pretty, very professional looking. And lastly, we are going to connect our waistline. So same situation, you want to go around and match up your seams. Make sure all those seams and notches are all hitting in the right place. And this is just going to get basted 1/4 inch from the edge all the way around your top waist. And it will be like so. And now your lining is completely connected. It's connected at the top, it's connected at the bottom. You have a nice clean finish at your zipper. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'm going to sort of get you started on where we're going to pick up at the next video, which is putting those pleats in place. But like I said, all your notches for yourself and your lining should be matched up. So from here on out, you're just going to treat this as if you're just going to follow the directions as if it's the regular skirt without the lining. The rest of the instructions are the same. You're just going to fold those pleats in place and pin them so they stay in place. Then you're going to stay stitch those pleats and connect your waistband, and you're actually pretty much done. Once after that, if those folks that don't have a lining will have to do the hem facings, but not you. And that's going to get you going for tomorrow's video if you're following the sew along. And that's how we assemble the lining for the Patti Pocket skirt. Linings are awesome in fabrics that are maybe itchy or just super heavy. It really adds a nice, clean, professional finish to your garment. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Happy sewing!